انتظر الأستاذ بعد لو أبدي؟ أستاذ تسمعني، انتظر لو أبدي؟
لا ابدي بابا، ما عندنا شيء.
تمام. Muscles and vessels of the lower limbs. The anatomy of the lower limbs. First, the thigh. The thigh consists of three compartments. The anterior compartment, which flexes the hip and extends the knee, consists of the quadriceps femoris muscle, which consists of rectus femoris, vastus lateralis, medialis, and intermedius muscle. The sartorius, which is a thin, flat strap of muscle found superficially. هذا هو sartorius. وهذا هو الquadriceps اللي هي consist of vastus lateralis ومedialis والintermedius. The medial compartment, also the adductors of the lower limb, which lies medially, consists of the adductor longus, previous, and magnus, and also the adductor gracilis, which lies superficially. The posterior compartment, the extensor of the hip, lies posteriorly, which is the glutei. The flexors of the knee and which is called the hamstrings. The biceps femoris, semimembranous, semi-tendinous muscle. The femoral artery, vein, and nerve lie superficially between the anterior and adductor compartment, with the profunda femoris vessels lying deeply close to the femur in the same plane. At mid-thigh, the shaft of the femur is surrounded by the rectus femoris and vastus muscles medially, anteriorly, and medially, and laterally. The shaft of the femur is surrounded posterior medially by the adductors and posterior laterally by the biceps, semitendinous, and semimembranous. The femoral vessels lie in the adductor canal deep to the sartorius muscle and between the anterior and adductor compartments. The profunda vessels lies almost posterior to the femur, also between these compartments, which is the anterior and the adductor compartment. The sciatic nerve lies between the muscles of the adductor compartment and the hamstring muscles, which is the posterior compartment. This is the picture which shows the compartments. This is the anterior compartment, and we can see this is the sartorius muscle, which lies superficially. This is the vastus medialis, lateralis, and intermedius, and this is the rectus femoris. This is the rectus femoris. This is the medial compartment. We can see the adductor longus, previous, magnus, and this is the gracilis, which is superficial to it. Posterior compartment, which consists of semimembranous, semitendinous, and biceps femoris. This is the long head, and this is the short head. This is also an MRI, axial MRI, will show the compartment from radiological feature. This is the anterior compartment. This is the posterior, lateral. It's also the adductors. Here we can see on axial MRI at the three levels, the superior, middle, and inferior of the thigh. This is the superior. We can see here the sartorius, rectus femoris. This is the vastus lateralis, and also medialis. This is the femur. Here we can see the gracilis also, and this is the adductor previous magnus. This is the posterior compartment. This is the first part, which is the superior part. This is the middle part of the thigh on the axial MRI. Also the three compartments. And this is the lower part of the thigh. Also consists of the three compartments. The vastus medialis, intermedius, and lateralis, and medialis. This is the sciatic nerve, the biceps femoris, and the popliteal vessels which lie here. And this is the posterior compartment. Now, the lower leg. The lower leg, the tibia lies anteromedially subcutaneously. The fibula lie laterally and is more centrally placed than the tibia. The interosseous membrane between these separates the anterior and posterior compartment. So the anterior and posterior compartment of the lower leg is dependent on the interosseous membrane, which lie between the tibia and fibula. This is the anterior compartment, which is also the extensors or dorsiflexors, if we are talking about the ankle and toes. Consists of tibialis anterior, extensor digitorum longus, extensor hallucis longus, and peroneus terratus, which extend the ankle in addition to everting the ankle, is found below the lower head of the fibula. It's right here. The posterior flexor or plantar metaflexor of the ankle and toes consists of two groups. A deep group, which consists of tibialis posterior, flexor digitorum longus, flexor hallucis longus, and a superficial group, which consists of the soleus muscle and gastrocnemius muscle, which had two heads superiorly, two heads of gastrocnemius. And inferiorly, it has only one head, which continue as calcaneal tendon or Achilles tendon. The lateral compartment, there's also a lateral compartment. The function of it is everting the ankle. Consists of peroneus longus and peroneus brevis. The brevis in the distal 2/3 of the leg. The anterior tibial vessels lie anterior to the interosseous membrane, deep to the muscles of this compartment. The posterior tibial and peroneal vessel lie between the deep and superficial muscles of the posterior compartment, because the posterior compartment contains two groups of muscles. These vessels separate as they descend, and the peroneal vessels come to lie closer to the tibia in the same muscle plane, while in the posterior tibial vessels become closer to the tibia. This is also an axial MRI. Can demonstrate the compartments, the anterior, posterior, and this is the peroneal. It's also an axial MRI, but also on 3 levels. This is the superior level. We can see the tibialis anterior, extensor digitorum longus. This is the anterior tibial artery. We can see it in the anterior compartment. This is the extensor hallucis longus. This is the peroneus brevis. We can see on the posterior compartment the gastrocnemius here, and this is the soleus muscle. This is the superior half or the upper half of the leg. This is the middle part of the leg, also an axial MRI. We can see also the 3 compartments of the leg. This is the inferior compartment or inferior level of the leg. We can also see the tibialis anterior, extensor hallucis longus, extensor digitorum longus, anterior peroneus brevis, and longus. This is tibialis posterior, flexor digitorum longus, posterior tibial artery. We can see it right here, and this is the flexor hallucis longus. Here we can see the Achilles tendon. We have a very important pathology, which is the compartment syndrome, which also occur in between these compartments of the leg. The compartment syndrome, acute compartment syndrome, is a limb and life-threatening surgical emergency. It is a painful condition caused by increased intracompartmental pressure, compromising perfusion and resulting in muscle and nerve damage within that compartment. The clinical presentation, we should know, there are 5 characteristic signs of the symptom, which is also known as the 5 Ps. Pain, paresthesia, pallor, pulselessness, and paralysis. This occurs in stepwise fashion, as we mentioned. The radiographic feature of it. The acute compartment syndrome is diagnosed based on a clinical finding and measurement of the compartment pressures The utilization of imaging is generally limited. In many cases, imaging may delay the diagnosis and time to surgical treatment. But if we do it, we have two ways, either MRI or ultrasound, may show the muscle edema and the swelling. The normal vesicular architecture is often lost in the compartment syndrome. In myonecrosis, muscle enhancement on T1 post-gadolinium sequences is absent and decrease in ischemia. Sequelae of chronic compartment syndrome include muscle atrophy, scarring, and dystrophic calcification. This is an MRI, axial and coronal, which can see the compartment syndrome. We can see it here. We can see the edema and loss of the architecture of the compartment. Now we can talk about the blood vessels of the lower limbs. The external iliac artery becomes the common femoral artery, where it crosses under the inguinal ligament. The inguinal ligament lies between the anterior superior iliac spine and pubic symphysis. The common femoral artery has three superficial branches at this point, which is superficial circumflex iliac artery, superficial epigastric artery, superficial pudendal artery. The biggest branch is the profunda femoris. We can see it right here. This is the profunda. Arise 5 centimeters distal to the inguinal ligament and has 6 branches. The first two is the medial and lateral circumflex femoral arteries. We can see it right here. The 4 perforating arteries. Medial and lateral circumflex femoral arteries, which is the first 2 branches of the profunda, forms a ring around the upper femur. The lateral circumflex femoral artery has an ascending branch that anastomoses with the branch of the superior gluteal artery, and it's also a descending branch to the knee. Thus, it can provide a route of collateral supply capable of bypassing an obstructed common femoral artery or an obstructed superficial femoral artery. The perforating arteries, which are a group of 4 arteries, supplies the muscles of the thigh. The last one is the continuation of the profunda and surround the femur on the angiography. The femoral artery continues as superficial femoral artery and has a few branches in the thigh. Right here. It passes in the adductor canal between the vastus medialis, the abductor, and the sartorius. At the junction of the upper 2/3 of the lower third of the femur, it passes through the adductor hiatus, close to the femur, and into the popliteal fossa to become the popliteal artery. We can see it right here, the popliteal artery. To become the popliteal artery just before it supplies the descending branch to the genicular anastomosis. This is the popliteal artery, and this is the anastomosis, genicular anastomosis. The popliteal artery supplies the branches to the genicular anastomosis, branches to the knee joint, and divides at the lower border of the knee joint into anterior and posterior tibial arteries. Here we can see the posterior tibial artery. This is the posterior tibial artery. This is the larger of 2 terminal branches. Proximal part is sometimes called the tibio-peroneal trunk. This is the tibio-peroneal trunk, which will convert to tibial and peroneal artery. It gives rise to the peroneal artery 2.5 cm from its origin. This is the peroneal artery. The posterior tibial artery then passes between the superficial and deep muscles of the posterior compartment of the lower leg. As it descends, it becomes more medially. We can see it become more medially here. The posterior tibial artery supply branches to the genicular anastomosis, to the muscles, skin, and tibia. At the ankle, it supplies the medial malleolar branch to the ankle anastomosis and then passes posterior to the medial malleolus in the halfway between the tip of malleolus and the midline posteriorly to divide into the medial and lateral plantar arteries. The principal supply of the foot. The lateral plantar artery is the main contributor to the plantar arch. This is the plantar arteries. Now we are talking about the peroneal artery. As we mentioned before, it will become to appear 2.5 centimeter here. As it descends, comes lie close to the medial aspect of the posterior of the fibula. This is the fibula, close to the medial aspect of fibula. It runs behind the distal tibiofibular joint and ends as calcaneal branches supplying the superior and lateral aspect of that bone. Its other branches are the muscular branches, nutrient artery of the fibula, perforating branches which perforate the interosseous membrane about 5 cm above the lateral malleolus and descend anteriorly to supply the branches of the tarsus. The communicating branch, we can see it right here, and this is the perforating, would join the similar branch from the posterior tibial artery as a part of the circle of vessel around the ankle, right around the ankle. The anterior tibial artery. This is the anterior tibial artery. It arises from the popliteal artery, passes above the upper margin of the interosseous membrane, and descends anterior to this membrane until it becomes superficial at the ankle, midway between the malleoli, right here. Then it will continue to become the dorsalis pedis artery, which supply the metatarsal and digital arteries. Radiological features of the arteries of the lower limb. Arteriography of the lower limb performed by catheterization of the femoral artery. In special circumstances, translumbar arteriography or aortic arch from one of the upper limb arteries, if we couldn't do the femoral artery catheterization. In arteriography, the femoral artery is projected over the lower part of the head of the femur. The superficial femoral artery has a vertical course, whereas the shaft of the femur lies obliquely. The artery is medial to the upper shaft, but posterior to the lower shaft as it approaches the popliteal fossa. The profunda femoris artery lies closer to the femur and is also distinguished from the superficial femoral artery by its numerous branches. هذه المعلومات راح تفيدنا على شلون نفرقها بالارتريوغرافي بين الارتريز, different arteries. The superficial femoral artery has no significant branch in the thigh. The origin and proximal part of profunda tend to overlie the superficial femoral artery in the AP view and are best seen in oblique views. The divisions of the popliteal into anterior and posterior tibial arteries lies over the proximal tibiofibular joint. The anterior tibial artery arises at an angle, whereas the posterior tibial artery is a more direct continuation of the popliteal artery. The three main vessels of the lower leg lie over and between the shaft of tibia and fibula. Slight internal rotation of the foot help to project the tibia away from fibula and allow the vessel to be seen between them. The dorsalis pedis artery is best seen on lateral view of the foot, and the medial and lateral plantar arteries and the plantar arch are seen in dorsiplantar view of the foot. هسه نشوف الانجيوغراف. This is the femoral artery. The femoral artery, we can see it as profunda femoris artery. This is the profunda, which has many branches here. But the superficial femoral artery has no branches in this area. You can see it right here. This is the lateral circumflex femoral artery, which form a ring around the neck of the femur. This is the superior physical artery. This is the obturator artery. This is the internal pudendal artery. And this is the inferior gluteal artery. Here we can see the popliteal artery, which is the continuation of the profound, of the superficial. This is the popliteal artery. We can see the descending genicular artery, medial superior genicular artery, lateral superior genicular artery, middle genicular artery, middle inferior genicular artery, and lateral inferior genicular artery. Here we can see the anterior tibial artery will form an angle, but the tibio-peroneal trunk, which will form the posterior tibial artery, are more direct than the anterior tibial artery. This is the peroneal artery, and this is a muscular branches. We can see it right here. So also. MR angiography. The gadolinium contrast bolus chasing is now routinely performed by combining moving tabletop acquisition with coronally acquired datasets. With this approach, the lower extremities vascular tree can be examined completely by 3 or 4 coronal acquisition acquired images. ناخذ 3 أو 4 صور, and now we can see all the 3 of the lower limbs. Diagnostic catheter angiogram, and in many centers have replaced catheter diagnostic angiography. Catheter study is now only undertaken for interventional purposes. الأمر angiography يعتبر السلمين المفروض. Ultrasound. These arteries can be imaged using ultrasound and Doppler ultrasound, especially where they are superficial. Common femoral artery in the iguana region, popliteal artery in popliteal fossa, dorsalis pedis on the dorsum of the foot. This area, the femoral artery will become superficial, so we can see it clearly by ultrasound. The veins of the lower limb. Venous blood is drained from the lower limb by the system of deep and superficial veins. The normal direction of flow is from superficial to deep veins. Valves are more numerous in the superficial, more numerous distally. The valves and deep fascia of the lower limb help to propel the blood toward the heart. The superficial veins are the long and short saphenous veins. The long saphenous veins start on the medial side of the dorsum of the foot and pass anteriorly to the medial malleolus. It is seen vertically so that it lies posterior to the medial side of the knee and anterior to the upper thigh, where it receives the anterior femoral cutaneous vein on the surface of the thigh. The long saphenous opening. The saphenous opening lies in deep fascia and lower part of the inguinal triangle. The short saphenous vein begins on the lateral side of the dorsum of the foot and passes posteriorly to the lateral malleolus. It ascends on the back of the calf and pierces the deep fascia over the popliteal fossa to enter the popliteal vein. The deep veins of the lower limb accompany the arteries, usually paired, although more than 2 veins may accompany one artery. The perforating communicating veins carry blood from superficial veins to the deep veins and are variable in size and number. At least 2 occur in the medial aspect of the lower leg above the ankle perforating veins and are also found in the medial aspect of the lower thigh. We can see the long saphenous vein, and this is the short. Radiological feature of the veins of the lower limb. Well, the venography. The venography of the lower limb is usually performed in cases of suspected thrombosis of the deep veins, achieved by injection of contrast medium into the veins on the dorsum of the foot. يعني ننتهي superficial وخليت ننتقل وراها deep. A tourniquet is applied to the leg, just proximal to the first perforating veins, then contrast passes into deep veins and not into the superficial veins. في حال أردنا نفحص الديب نخلي tourniquet just proximal to the first perforating veins. If both superficial and deep veins are filled, These are easily distinguished by their different anatomies. This is the long saphenous, and this is the short saphenous. Here, the deep group, deep veins, anterior and posterior tibial veins. Here we can see the communicating veins between the superficial and the deep groups. The introduction of Doppler venography has almost completely replaced the need for contrast venography, now only performed in complex or atypical clinical circumstances. Retrograde venography is performed by injecting contrast into the femoral vein. Retrograde flow of contrast, and especially from deep to superficial veins, only occur if valves are defective. Now the ultrasound. Flow of blood in the veins of the leg can be detected by Doppler ultrasound. Deep veins tend to occur in pairs. Care must be taken in the interpretation of normal flow in the deep veins because the absence of thrombus in deep vein may be accompanied by thrombus in another vein running in parallel with the patent one. يعني لازم نشوف two veins in doubles. If we couldn't see the thrombus in one, we should check the other. Quiz time. Any questions? نعم. Number one.
دكتورة سؤدد.
نعم أستاذ. Number one.
أشر بابا على الإيه. تفضل.
Common femoral artery. Right. Common femoral artery.
Right. دكتور عماد.
نعم أستاذ. هذا right profound femoral artery.
أوكي. دكتور عزام.
نعم أستاذ. هاي الرايت superficial femoral artery.
اللي هو شنو الكاركترستكس مالته؟
يعني
قال له هو أكثر من مرة عادها. superficial femoral artery.
ما بي برانش.
إيه.
ما
branch in this. has no branch in this side. مو مثل مال البروفندا والهذه الطلها. أوكي. نروح رقم 4 دكتور أميد.
نعم أستاذ. This is the right lateral circumflex femoral artery.
أوكي. زين. أحمد ماجد.
perforating artery.
perforating artery. perforate. رقم 6 دكتورة إيمان.
نعم أستاذ. superior vesical artery.
superior vesical. دكتور ربى الإسلام. دكتورة ربى الإسلام.
نعم أستاذ. رقم 7 obturator artery. right.
أوكي. زاهد رقم 8.
نعم دكتور. رقم 8 هو left internal pudendal artery.
طبعا أكيد هي هاي الصورة مو كلش واضحة بصراحة واللي مختارها، بس هو يقول هاي من الريان. أكو صور بعد أوضح، وأعتقد هاي برانشز هو اللي دا يريدها من كلش يعني صغار، وهذه وصار عليها البون.
أول مجموعة أستاذ، هي أول مجموعة هي أهم.
على كل هو هذا الكونفنشنال انجيو مو دي اس اي. اكو الديجيتال سبتراكشن اللي يطلع لك بدون بون. اوكي نروح على رؤى باسم رقم 9.
أستاذ. نعم أستاذ. inferior gluteal artery.
هي أخير واحد ولا أكو رقم 10؟ أعتقد عندك بعد. إيه أستاذ محمد تفضل. أستاذ محمد ويانا.
ياسمين فلاح. ياسمين رقم 1.
نعم أستاذ. tibialis anterior.
نعم. هدى رعد. هدى. هديل كريم.
أستاذ هديل خابرتني قطع عندها النت يمكن.
اي ماكو مشكلة. هديل موجودة.
اي عم اكستنسر هاليسوس لونجاس 2.
نعم. مرتضى رعد.
نعم أستاذ، اكستنسر ديجيتورم لونجس.
نعم. محمد خضير.
نعم أستاذ. نعم أستاذ، أنا هدى رعد. الإنترنت عندي مشكلة بي.
يلا ماكو مشكلة. هدى رقم 4.
بيرونيوس بريفيس أستاذ.
نعم.
نعم بيرونيوس بريفيس.
محمد خضير رقم 5. محمد خضير. محمد حسن رقم 5.
نعم أستاذ، هاي بيرونيوس لونجس.
فرقان رقم 6.
تيبياليس بوستيريور.
تيبياليس بوستيريور. على نايف 7.
نعم أستاذ اكستنسر ديجيتورم لونجس. فلكسر ديجيتورم لونجس.
فلكسر ديجيتورم لونجس. شيماء مجيد.
نعم أستاذ. posterior tibialis هذا artery. posterior tibial artery يعني.
posterior tibial. سماء.
نعم أستاذ. فليكسر هالوس لونجس.
رقم 10 زينب هاتف.
نعم أستاذ، هذه الأكيولاس تندم.
نعم.
هذا